Cola combo style. You want me to change my style. Kilo con boys, kilo con federal. This how we do the West Side. Shade don't remember. Oh God, I like. Ebele suwa. If we just the fire, they go cold and the suwa. Love you, get it. So you get it now super. Share one more family go to the
Yeah, you know what's odd? If something's free, people just can't resist it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Wow, is that being...
Girl, giving out your bank deeds. Don't do it. Paying bills straight from your bank can lead happy.
It's another one, ladies and gentlemen. You already know. Turn it up. On top of it. It's an event. Band in the building.
Are you ready?
1, 2, 3. Girl, I'm seeing tonight. I never got your flight to come see you tonight. Got your flight to come see
figure unto you.
But I go take life.
I go take
I
life.
go fly to you. I see the west light.
I figure unto you.
Everybody say,
Salty love. Oh girl, you got me wanting more. I can't get enough of your salty love. Oh girl, you got me
1, 2, 3, everybody say.
I should buy you my shit.
And I'm sorry for who want me, but I'm sorry. I'm only human. So let nobody know. Say I got it.
Shit, now my way, I'm not carrying.
I got it.
I mean, got what I talk, say, you passed on.
And if you know you owe,
You got more,
if it's not
I got all.
cause the world it go. I'm unavailable. Them know the sea. I'm unavailable. Them know the sea. I'm unavailable. Them know the sea.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. I hope you're doing well. Today's Wednesday, the 6th of May. All right, today's Wednesday, the 6th of May. We have a fantastic show lined up. All right, so just do me a favor, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Today we have stories. Stefon DIGGS, of course. We're going to talk about NASBOI. And who else do we have today? We do have NASBOI, Stefon DIGGS, and then we're also going to have a conversation around a point that Pastor Dolapo made. Nonetheless, it's going to be another valuable session, particularly because I'm going to engage you as much as I can. Alright, so do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Yep, and I'll be right back.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoy this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the $69 million betrayal, how Stefon DIGGS was almost destroyed. Thank you, Uncle Patrick. Good to see you, Uncle Patrick. And good to see you, Nikus Pepe. Sorry, I thought I said hello. I think I said hello in the chat. Good to see you, Nikus Pepe. Good to see you. Let's talk about this Stefon DIGGS story. So it's a breaking news as of late yesterday in the American sports world. Former Patriot wide receiver Stefon DIGGS, who you guys might have known as a very brief relationship, was in a very brief relationship with Cardi B. They have a baby together now. Last time I checked, I think actually ex-husband of what's her name, Cardi B, is actually challenging. I saw some, I don't know if it's a rumor, but he's challenging paternity of Cardi B's newest baby. But the whole world thought it was Stefon DIGGS responsible for that, but I don't know. Okay, anyway, as of yesterday, Stefon DIGGS was found not guilty on in a felony assault case brought against him by his former private chef and romantic partner. Listen to that carefully. Chef and tatata partner Jamila Adams, known as Miller. The case stems from a December 2024 dispute. Yeah, December 2024. Is it 2024 or 2025? Let me see. December 2024 dispute at his Massachusetts home, where Adams allegedly he choked, slapped her over a pay dispute and relationship tensions. Okay, is it pay dispute or relationship tension? Well, a lot was revealed in court recently. But basically, there was a disagreement over a trip to Miami. Diggs' defense successfully argued that the assault never happened and was actually a move for financial gain. While Diggs is legally cleared, the fallout cost him his roster spot in New England. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. When are men going to learn? When are men going to learn? But anyway, I want to play this video and we'll take it from there. Let's listen to this video real quick.
With Mr. Diggs.
I would say it's complicated. We had it started out as friends. We met. It started out as friends, became sexual,
Right?
and we would meet up, hang out, and we decided I would come work for him like February of
After
2025.
having
So you said February 2025, you and he talked about you working for him?
Yes.
And that's as a private. How would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Diggs?
Listen to that
I
again.
would
Listen to that
say
again.
It's complicated.
It's when you hear it's complicated. Prestige family, that is not a status that you must maintain. Complicated is not for you. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're dating, if you're single. Complicated is something you must avoid at all costs. What it means is you're not sure of yourself. It also means, ladies, you're with a man who is not sure of himself. Is that really what you want?
We had it started out as friends. We met. It started out as friends,
It started out as friends, nothing harmful yet.
became sexual,
It became sexual. So it started out as friends, became sexual. Then what?
and we would meet up, hang out,
They met up, hang out, have sex all the time. They would meet up, sound like multiple times, right? Still, no status outside of complicated.
and we decided I would come work for him like
We decided I was gonna come work for him. What kind of decision is that? Okay, when it comes to when romance is involved, it is that we're gonna come work for me for him. It's not a we, okay? It's no longer a we. It's somebody's expectations and the other person's expectations, and then unrealistic expectations on the other side, usually. Okay, somebody is hoping maybe to turn to something more serious, or maybe no hopes at all. We're just fooling around. We're doing anyhowness. What is anyhowness? Yeah, you too. You're confused, right? Exactly.
February of 2025.
So you said February 2025, you and he talked about you working for him?
Yes.
And that's as a private. How would you characterize your relationship?
All right, so let me look at some of these comments. Welcome, babes. It's good to see you. Let's look at some of these comments. Hold on one second. Somebody said, "How old is this lady?" That's a valid question. How old is this? She looks like she could be in her 30s for me, safely between 25 and 35. Somebody said that Dickiness outfit is killing me. She's in court. Jesus Christ. Somebody said try to ruin that man's career because he got a real girlfriend. This lady was hanging out with Cardi B and they were flying back and forth and doing all kind of stuff together. How dangerous. Oh, you don't really see the danger in this yet, right? Okay, somebody said, how old is she? 56? She doesn't look 56. Stop it. She's dressed up for court. Someone said she fell in love. She still loves him from the body language, facial expressions, spilling the beans to the shaky voice. She's hurt and let her emotions get the best of her. You know, that's what comes with ta-ta-ta sometimes, you know. Sometimes people will say, oh, it's just, you know, it's just, what's wrong with that, you know? What's wrong with the woman just wanting to have that? Ladies, are you sure? There's nothing wrong with it. The question is, are you sure you're capable of doing that? Right? Are you sure you're capable of just loving? Just loving and nothing else? Are you sure of that? Because again, that's a problem. That's the real problem here. A lot of people, they want to act like they're capable of doing that, but you can't. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. Be careful, ladies, and a lot of men. A lot of men fall in that category as well. All right, let me see here. Let's see. Listen to this.
His former live-in private chef accused
Assault and battery. What is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Madam Forelady, members of the jury, hearken to your verdict as the court has recorded it. Upon your oath, you say that the defendant is not guilty of the count of strangulation or suffocation,
Not guilty.
and not guilty of the count of
Not
him of
guilty,
smacking
not
and
guilty,
choking her at
not
his dead.
guilty. Not guilty. Okay, now this could have gone the other way around. This guy is just lucky right now, to be honest with you. And the majority of the responsibility with the way power works, with the way power dynamics works in the real world, I'm not talking about fairness now. I'm not talking about your morals right now. With the way it works in the real world, he just happened to be lucky right now. Okay, this is a video of her dancing. They said this is a video of her dancing within 24 hours after she claimed that she was battered. You see?
$1 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Listen to this. Listen to this. She had asked for, well, through her lawyers, they asked for $5.5 million. And they're asking, did your lawyer ask? And listen to her answer.
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000 to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
You're-
only.
It was a yes or no question, but she's going in another direction. Again, let's be clear here. Stefon Diggs just happened to be a lucky guy. But luck, we call luck because it doesn't always happen, right? You can't always count on luck. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. Anyway, do me a favor. We're going to talk about this. I have some other interesting things to say about this. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. I just have a question for you real quick though. Okay. Is it okay to hire a love interest as long as they understand boundaries? No, sorry. That's a statement. It's okay to hire a love interest as long as they understand boundaries. True or false? Leave your comments, leave your chat, leave your answer in the comment or the chat. I would like to read it later, okay? Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Leave immediately. Leave immediately. Pastor Dolapo's password warning goes viral. What are we talking about? Well, Pastor Dolapo has set the internet on fire with a viral mandate for modern couples. I came across this on Instablog Nigeria. He stated, if you want to marry somebody, ask them, can I know your password to everything that you have? Everything. Can I know your password to everything that you have? If they say no, leave them. Now, this has triggered a massive emotional hygiene debate. Okay, yes, emotional hygiene is a thing that you need to pay attention to in this topic. Okay, is a phone password a secret that destroys oneness, or is it a boundary that preserves individuality? Is the question that we need to ask ourselves right now. This conversation, oftentimes, people with polarized view will try to make it simple. It's just simple. What is wrong, you know? So let's audit this. Let's talk about this, because the loudest people on this topic are often protecting their own insecurities. Let's be honest, okay? Rather than transparency, okay? But let's see what they're saying on Instablog Nigeria Let's dig in. Dig in. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right. So hold on 1 second. All right, good. So somebody said if we don't know each other's password, we just whine ourselves knee. Okay, so if we all of this are valid opinions, okay? Opinions are just like assholes, right? We all got one, right? All right, so but they're all valid, okay? It says we just whine ourselves, okay? That means we're kidding around if we don't know each other's password. Somebody said in marriage there should be no secrets. Even your phone password, be open, honest, and faithful to each other. Now, honesty is the best policy, right? Of course. And what else do we have? Official TD Balsam says, Bam, my husband and I have same passwords for almost everything with few changes. Reach bank apps, our Face ID can open each other's phone. Reach NIN and BVN. I can do whatever I want on his phone, vice versa. Being like that for 7 years courtship and almost 3 years marriage. 7 years courtship. Well, the economy is not smiling at anybody. Weddings cost a lot of money. 7 years. Why? Okay, maybe they were in university. Okay. Bare minimum to be honest. Somebody said that's bare minimum to be honest. Bare minimum. Let me see here. Somebody said hold on 1 second. What am I looking at here? Interesting. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Okay. Somebody said, from my experience, openness in marriage makes things significantly easier. Openness. Interesting. All right. Now, somebody said, password to phone and all bank apps, please. That means I beg. Get out of here. Somebody said, men are disagreeing, women are agreeing. Love the hula baloo. Actually, I don't think there's a gender divide on this topic at all. I don't think so. I don't think there's a gender divide of any type on this topic. I think it's equally, we have people divided on this topic from all sides. Okay. Let's see here. Somebody say I totally agree. That means this person's agreeing with Pastor Dolapo. You can know your partner's phone passwords without also knowing what they are doing or hiding. So it's not by knowing phone passwords. Somebody said we can share bodily fluids. That means we can share our private parts. But password is private. Our privates can meet and do genital meet and greet. But phones are out. It's a mental illness. Okay. That's it. So this person has diagnosed all of you that don't want to share passwords. He said it is a mental illness. Not illness, Jerry. Illness, rather. Let's see. So I said my husband did not just give me his password. He registered my fingerprint on his phone too. As a matter of fact, we both use same password. If you like, go marry Koromoto man. Okay. Somebody said, let everyone mind their phone. Leave people alone. Abi kilode shabi shoreme jani. Somebody said, they are not your partner to begin with. That means if they don't share their phone password, they are not, that's somebody else's wife that you house in your house. Somebody said, it's their privacy, but the actual private part is public. With a laughing emoji. Somebody say, you people don't share your passwords with your partners? Like, wait, what? Someone said 80% women are getting married to escape poverty, while 80% men are getting married to get poor. Imagine. Some people, they can't help it. They're just gender warriors, okay? Somebody said 2 people in a relationship and they touch each other private parts but can't touch each other phones because it's private. Make it make sense. Bikono. Wala. Let me see here. Pardon me. 3 comments here. Nikus Pepe says, some couples share passwords and that's fine, but let's not confuse access with trust. Trust is built on consistent behavior, not phone surveillance. Act. That's why you're Yinkus Pepe. Uncle Beno. Hello, Uncle Beno. Good to see you, sir. Good morning, sir. Abi, yeah, you're still in money on your end. Good to see you, Uncle Beno. Somebody said, but are people hiding their passwords and bank apps from their partners? You know, some people, there's a certain gender. Let me be a gender warrior for a second. There's a certain gender that always say, your money is our money. And my money is my money. Your money is our money. There's a certain gender. I'm going to let you guess. Your guess is as good as mine, okay? But there's a certain gender that tend to say that, okay? Anyway, that gender is the one leaving this comment, by the way. Anyway, somebody said password private, pass private part for Nigeria. Actually, that's true around the world, but we can talk about it. Somebody said people will ignore still they pay the price and it's unlimited payment. So if you ignore this advice, you are still paying the price. Okay, so there you have it. We have people with different ulterior motives in this conversation, and they swear that they're only on one side, and it's a lie. They have their own personal problems. The people with their ulterior motives, they know who they are. Okay, they won't tell us, but we know them. Now we know them. Okay, we know the people with the ulterior motives. Okay, they think they're only on one side in this situation, but it's a lie. It's a lie, not a lie. We can see through you. Okay. Somebody said too early for man and woman gist. Some people are just tired of relationship talk. Nonetheless, they keep clicking to come and watch you. Somebody say, okay, you're right. What if I don't want their password? Another angle. It's another angle. What if I don't want their password? Anyway, that's a fantastic question. Okay. Yes, our money is our money. There's a certain gender that used to say that equals paper. There's a certain. But anyway, I have a question on this. I'll give my opinion on this before we end the show. But here's the thing, okay? I have a very specific question with regards to this topic. Married couples sharing passwords indicate trust. True or false? True or false? That's the question that I have around this. I want to know your opinion. If you want to know my opinion, just wait for the last segment because I'm going to share. I do have a very strong opinion on this. Shout out to Pastor Dolapo. I like him. I've seen quite a few of his message on the internet, and I like his usual angle for the most part. Okay, he's one of those young African pastors coming up that's going to lead our generation, hopefully the next generation politicians, into wholesomeness. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back with some other trendy stories. I'll be right. Wait till, let me see. Nikus Pepe already said false. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. Let's move on.
This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about NASBOI. NASBOI, the comedian, the singer / comedian / actor. He had some interesting things to say on Instablog Nigeria. I mean, it was lifted on Instablog Nigeria. He's basically issuing a very stern, let's call it a stern warning, similar to, no, not, it's a little bit different, right? He's issuing a stern warning to his wife or future wife. I'm not sure if he's married. I don't know his status. But he's issuing a stern warning, okay, a stern public warning regarding his future marriage, okay? He stated that any wife who brings their private marital issues to social media will be met with an immediate divorce. Immediate, right? Well, it's kind of similar to what Pastor Dolapo said. Leave immediately. Now, leave immediately, right? If you bring our stuff to the public, you divorce. I'll dump your ass, basically, right? Oh God. Anyway, this is essentially what I call a preemptive threat, and there's a lot of people making this kind of threats in conversations, in social media conversation, and this particular one is trending. Now I understand. Okay, the idea is the sanctity of the home, right? All these rules we set up for ourselves. That's the idea. The sanctity of the family structure, marriage, keep marriage together, right? But at the end of the day, these things are fear-based threats. We're dealing with fear. At the same time, we're dealing with a threat, a preemptive threat for that matter. Meaning, you're not really doing any work except just threatening your future wife, right? For the most part, they end up destroying that very security that you're trying to build. Now, why? Why can't we just call a spade and just common sense? Why not just common sense, right? But in the real world, if you were married, right, and you have a wife who actually went on the internet and is telling on you. The other day, I stumbled into a conversation. There was a pastor's wife, for that matter, who was essentially telling on him on TikTok. And she's talking about how the guy doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to have sex, okay? He doesn't want her, okay? And she's been rejected for the last 7 years for the most part, and their body cannot even, they sleep in the same bed, but she's afraid of their body touching each other because she's afraid of of rejection, and she's dealing with it, and she's had even people talk to him, like even friends talk to him, and he will say, okay, I understand, and then he will go back to just being himself. They also have what seems like a long distance relationship because it was posted by the church to somewhere far away, but whenever he comes home, it's like she has to beg him for sex. A lot of people were speculation, maybe the guy is gay, maybe he's not gay, maybe the guy is not attracted, maybe the guy, people say, no, let's hold the man accountable. I said, the man is not here, he's not the one complaining. But anyway, that's a conversation for another. My point is that she's brought this to the internet, right? So if that guy sees it now, he will now say, this marriage is over, right? Because he had been listening to NASBOI. He has the right. He has the right to do that, by the way. He has the right. But anyway, let me read some comments here with regards to this. Let's read some of the things that the people on Instablog Nigeria are talking about, okay? Someone said, my G, with the way you tweet most times, it's most likely you'll be the one to bring your private matter online. And the person actually tagged at I am NASBOI. Let me see. I am NASBOI is actually... This guy has 2.4 million followers. These are your influencers, okay? These are the things they are saying, okay? Shout out to Odogukui. I know Odogukui. Odogukui said, if your wife brings your matter to the public, it's your fault. Leaving her is not a threat. You are doing her a favor because you already left. Oh, she already left you the moment she brought it to the public. Or at least she's thinking about it. I'm hiding that. She's thinking about it. She's on the fence. She's not sure of herself. That person is no longer your wife by the time they're doing that. But who's going to tell Nasiru? Anyway, don't do anything that will make your woman come to the public. It takes a lot to get to that level. Somebody said, now you and Mama Monica Sabi do baton. This Monica of it, I need to go and watch the movie. I saw Uncle Beno reviewing it. I saw another person reviewing it this morning on TikTok. Monica 2, part 2 or something like that. Do we need to watch part 1 before we watch part 2? I don't have time to watch movies. The last movie I watched must have been about 11 years ago. Outside of the one I stumble into when my wife is watching or something, and then I will watch maybe 15 minutes. Usually I can predict where the story is going, and I will just kind of like, I got shit to do. Anyway, somebody said, have you considered that she might also have been done with you too, since she brought it to the internet? He said, I don't care. All I know is that the marriage is over. Did you ever care about the marriage in the first place? Just asking for a friend. Anyway, marry who gets sense. No sensible person will bring their matter online. Well, the issue is that when people are bringing their matters online, they're usually confused. Sense is gone throughout out they're normal persons, just like you. No, you're not smarter than them. It just happened they're in that space mentally, right? And sense has gone out the window. So it is what it is, right? See, it's in love and war. All is fair. Somebody said, once married issues come online, it's no longer just between you two. Reconciliation will definitely become harder. That's a good point. It gets harder, right? Because it's a form of betrayal. But the question is that, what betrayal was that person complaining about? Were you weaponizing sex against them? Were you withholding sex from them? Were you keeping secrets about your personal issues? Because a man who is keeping, he has something deeper going on. He's keeping some kind of, he's not living his open life with you for sure. For him to be completely withdrawn emotionally from you for the last 7 years, that man is not really with you too, right? So, but exactly what is the root of the issue? Well, we're not going to find out. Even though I claim to care about the marriage, we're just going to dump each other. Really? That's how that works? Some of the most interesting people when it comes to marriage are single people that have never been married before. Is marriage, is life, is choice. Somebody said, now you be salt, now your wife be pepper. Now that they show each other shiggy, obviously, right? Somebody said, I secretly, low-key agree with him, Sha. Some things are not supposed to be on the internet. See, that makes common sense. But that's also why common sense is a terrible guide to love and life. Anyway, what do you mean? So we shouldn't use common sense? No, you should, but it takes more than common sense is the point, okay? Somebody said, dear future hubby, please take note. Valid 100%. That means if you're a Robbie, okay, let's pretend that Mayowa is still with Robbie. If you're a Robbie and you come on the internet and you come and tell, I will dump you, and then Mayowa, it's kind of like Mayowa forgetting that the marriage has been over, right? So it could make sense. It makes sense on the surface level. It's like logical, right? In fact, it might even sound masculine to certain people. It's just a man who is keeping his foot on the floor. But when it comes down to practical, it's what did you say? Doesn't really add up. Could make sense much. But anyway, I have question as usual. I have question for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, bringing private matters on social media is a modern era thing, and it should be okay, right? It should be okay for people to share their truth. In this modern era, we're very quick to tell people to share their truth, especially ladies. You keep telling men to come and share their truth. So now you've had remember Uncle Shegun Olawale through Biola's podcast, right? And now you also have Robbie Ekpo, and you have more people. You have even Emeka Ike, the great Emeka Ike, the great Nollywood actor Emeka Ike, casting everybody in his family. I hope he did some work on that. But anyway, true or false, it should be okay for people to share their truth as long as it's the truth, right? It's the truth as long as it's their truth, right? It's the truth. It's okay. They should share it. True or false? Let me know what your take is on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Now, I want to get into my own. I want to say my own on these topics, okay? So allow me, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you are notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
This is Ola Akman of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Let me speak to you directly, okay? Well. Okay, so this is we covered 3 major stories today, but I want to take this time to share with you the 3 secrets to long-term marriage and relationship hygiene, okay? Maybe that's a terminology that you haven't really heard before, but take note here. And by the way, everyone is scared to share some of this stuff I'm going to share with you right now. It's very, very important. Okay, very, very, very important. So today we'll cover the story of this young man, Stefon DIGGS, right? We'll cover the story of Stefon DIGGS, and we also cover NASBOI and Pastor Dolapo's warning in general. And a lot of those things might make sense on surface, right? But I want to share with you the 3 secrets to long-term marriage and relationship hygiene, because deep down, a lot of people already know. Okay, a lot of people already know, and not just in relationships. We're talking in general now, right? A lot of people already know. They know what they're struggling with, right? But the reality is that telling the truth is not it's not as simple as it might come off sometimes, or it might roll off your tongue, right? Again, I'm not talking about just in relationships, but in the blueprint that people are using to build this relationship. Some of you are exhausted already. You're tired of feeling like love has become surveillance, tired of second guessing text, passwords, likes, follows, hidden motives, emotional games, and public embarrassment. Okay, so I get why people might come out with some of these flimsy rules, you know, that sounds like logic on the surface, but ultimately what we do know is that it's going to take a little bit more. I'm sorry guys, it's going to take a little bit more than just creating rules. Okay, it takes a little bit more than just sharing passwords. Okay, I'm sure, you know, you say nice logical things to yourself. If they love you, they should prove it. Real couples, they share everything. Or even worse, if you don't control the relationship, you lose it. We've heard that before. Like, how can you lead a wife that you can't control, right? And now people are building marriages like prisons with high-tech locks instead of homes with trust and freedom. So now look at the Stefon DIGGS situation, right? A young athlete, fame, money, pressure, influence, and then mixing business and romance with a private chef, right? Somebody that he was having sex with, right? Of course, lawsuit is what you're playing with. Of course, he doesn't know what he's doing, right? But thank goodness, he's lucky enough the lawsuit is over now, right? He's acquitted, but the damage still cost him reputation, stability, peace, right? He even had tears in the court because he thought this, according to reports, he actually lost his place in the team, right? So this is why I keep saying emotional intelligence is not optional, guys. When power, money, attraction, and access collide, a lot of people think chemistry is enough. It's not. Structure matters. Boundaries matter. Architecture matters. So I want to share with you secret number 1. Okay, there are 3 hidden secrets that you probably haven't paid attention to, right? The business pleasure toxicity, right? What do I mean by that, right? Mixing business and pleasure outside of a controlled environment, such as marriage, is a high-risk gamble, especially when emotional maturity is still developing. Someone like him, he probably started his career in his early 20s, you know, stumbled into a lot of money, right? Yeah, he worked hard, but just on the field. But what about the emotional weight or emotional maturity that comes with time, right? He's probably missing that, right? So when emotions get blurry, accountability also tends to get blurry. So one disagreement becomes a very legal issue. And it doesn't have to be romantic relationships. How much more when you had sex on top of that, right? So one emotional reaction becomes public chaos, right? So we even have, there are so many studies that have told us consistently that financial stress and poor communication remain top predictors, right, of relational breakdowns. And again, when you had sex or romance on top of that, you had that into employment dynamics without clear boundaries, that's gasoline near a fire. And some of you know exactly what that feels like. So, but but oftentimes you pay attention to just the attraction part, and then when you end up in poto, you try to use logic, right? What happened to when you overlooked the red flags, right? Because the chemistry was just that good. Did you know that chemistry is part of logic? Oh yeah, you didn't think about that, right? So you confused access with loyalty, right? So I want you to do this immediately. Audit every emotionally charged relationship in your life and ask yourself a very simple question. Are the boundaries clear or just assumed? And of course, you have to consider both sides of that relationship, right? And of course, then came the password debate. Secret number 2, transparency versus individual hygiene, right? So we have shout out to Pastor Dolapo, right? Pastor Dolapo, he shook the internet as usual. His content always go viral anyway, right? What did he say? If someone won't give you passwords, leave them. And I understand why people emotionally reacting to that, for or against that. I get it, because betrayal traumatizes people, right? Some of you have been lied to so deeply, and cheating is very destructive. It's very destructive, right? Infidelity is destructive, right? Lack of trust is also very destructive. Keeping secrets can be very destructive. So I understand that some of you may have been lied to, that it cut so deeply, and your nervous system now confuses control with safety. But hear me carefully. Transparency and emotional hygiene are not the same as forced access. And I think that's what Yinkus Pepe was talking about earlier on, right? She said some couples share passwords, and that's fine, but let's not confuse access with trust. Trust is built on consistent behavior, not phone surveillance. Absolutely, mama. So, and that's what I'm trying to say here. Some people share passwords freely, beautiful. Sure, some couples don't need to, also beautiful. The issue is not the password. The issue is whether trust exists underneath the conversation, because insecurity can wear religious clothes too, right? Or logic, or morals, or character, all those nice things that you like to say to yourself, right? But fear can sound religious too. Yeah, fear can sound religious too, and fear, if it's not well managed, can also destroy, right? So the loudest voices are often trying to soothe their own anxiety, own insecurity. But Lola and I, we do share. I won't say do share. We have shared passwords, moments over the last 22 years, freely, naturally, sometimes for convenience, sometimes temporarily, in moments, right? But never as emotional anchors. Love should feel like freedom. We've never, oftentimes we have to remind ourselves of those passwords again, because we're not going inside the phone. We don't go inside of the phones. The phones is, for a lot of couples, it's more like your drawers, your underwear, right? Yeah, I know where the drawers where she keeps her underwear, but I'm not going there for what? And yes, we do share private parts. How is that for your logic? Oh yeah, you share private. No, we don't share underwear, but we share private. Is that surprising to you? See, that logic fails almost instantly, right? So you don't heal trust. I understand. See, the digital policing thing, you're not realizing that what you're doing is you're policing, right? But I'm sure you can justify it. I'm sure. But did you really take inventory of everything? Did you consider all the ulterior motive in this conversation? Or you're just considering the ulterior motive of keeping secrets? There are other types of ulterior motives. Anyway, you don't heal trust issues by demanding access. You heal them by addressing the fear driving the demand. And I want you to know this and know peace. Instead of asking your partner for proof of trust, ask yourself, what fear am I trying to manage through control? And yes, demanding passwords is a form of control. In fact, let me shock you a little more. Even asking someone you're dating what their thoughts are about password sharing can feel like control to them. Listen carefully. I didn't say it is control. I said it can feel like control. Feel is the key word. And that distinction matters. You may ask that question because you genuinely see a future with them. Like, again, good intentions, right? Your intentions may even be pure. But in love and war, all is fair, right? They also have, you know why? Because they have the right to interpret whatever your expressions are, they have the right to interpret it as how they deem fit. They have that right. So again, in love and war, all is fair. You might be asking for fairness, but maybe fairness is already there. So again, if the timing, the energy, or emotional context feels intrusive, you could unintentionally sabotage the very connection you're trying to protect. And that's why emotional intelligence matters more than rigid relationship rules, because people don't only respond to your intentions, they respond to how your intentions make them feel. Now look at this NASBOI'S story, right? NASBOI is an interesting character, but again, it's a comedian, so maybe that's just what it is. Let's go into secret number 3. The failure of fear-based leadership. The failure of fear-based leadership. NASBOI, he allegedly, because I'm just looking at it on Instablog, right? What did he say? He said, bring our marriage to social media and its immediate divorce. Sounds strong, sounds masculine to lames, sounds protective, but fear-based leadership almost always backfires, because when somebody feels emotionally safe, heard, valued, prioritized, and emotionally connected, they usually don't run to the internet for validation, right? By the time relationships become public warfare, emotional safety already collapsed. And it happened all privately before it became public, right? So all this type of threats don't build security. Emotional intelligence does. And some of you grew up around relationships where fear was mistaken for respect. Hello? Some of you grew up around environments where fear was mistaken for respect. We call it our culture. It's our culture. Right? You grew up where silence looked like peace. Right? You have to be quiet. Children have to be quiet where they're adults. Some people go to the extent of your wife should be quiet when men are talking, right? You grew up where people stayed physically present but emotionally disconnected for years upon years, if not decades. Now, what you focus on expands. If your relationship leadership is built around fear of cheating, infidelity, fear of embarrassment, fear of betrayal, fear of social media, eventually fear becomes the culture of the relationship itself, right? Eventually you attract what you fear the most. Sometimes my mouth was twisted in twisted weird ways, right? But nature, truth undefeated, in due time they reveal themselves. So I want you to work on this ASAP. Replace one fear-based conversation in your head this week with a vision-based conversation. Ask yourself, what kind of marriage are we trying to build together? Be proactive in your conversations, not reactive. Be proactive, because long-term relationship hygiene is not about controlling people. And remember, controlling people is not always obvious. It starts with all these subtle ideas in your mind, subtle rules. That's where it starts from. But really, the effective energy is, your spouse, do they feel safe around you? Do they feel free to express themselves? It's about building trust. It's about building trust structures strong enough that control becomes less necessary. If you want deeper insights into this, especially how Lola and I have rebuilt healthier emotional safety around ourselves, so like this book right here, Get My Marriage Back. Let's go to manofprestige.com, right? It's not overnight. It's never overnight. We didn't fall out of the sky knowing what to do. We also had to collect. Woto. We had to collect. I'm telling you. I had common sense too. Yeah, I had common sense. Trust me, I did. She did. We still collect. Woto. Anyway, go through chapter 12. Okay, go through chapter 12 of Get My Marriage Back, and that chapter is about communication 2.0. Okay, and you can get the book from manofprestige.com. So let me ask you this question. Okay, let me ask you this: are you building a relationship based on security and freedom? I didn't say insecurity. I said security and freedom, Or are you just building a prison with high-tech locks? Oh, yeah, you could have the password, but that is still high-tech locks, right? Because I guarantee you, if you are very adamant about this password of a thing, if you get the password, the problem is not over. Okay, it's a guarantee, yes. I know it's an opinion. No, it's not an opinion. It's a guarantee. You share if you're adamant. I'm not talking about if you share, because remember, it's fine to share password as long as there's unity and there's oneness. True unity and oneness. Not the one where the other person is just not feeling free enough to speak their mind, or they are hiding a phone on the side because you won't let them rest anyway. The problem is deeper than that. The problem of trust cannot be limited to phone passwords. It's deeper than that. And if people are sharing their password, the point here is that there's one small requirement. It needs to come from their heart. Okay? And how do you make sure of that? Because remember, the other person is another human being, right? And you must maintain individuality. There's another chapter on number 1 red flag about individuality. All right? That would be green flag number, I'll tell you right now, green flag number 3. That's chapter 3 of this book. It's major. It's not what you think. It's not what common sense will generally tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. Do me a favor. Share this with a friend. Share this with a friend of a friend of a friend. Okay? You need to listen to more than 3 minutes of what I say before you can have a valid opinion. I take that back. You could listen to none of it and still have a valid opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. I want to say a quick shout out to Uncle Bendo, Nikus Pepe, and Babes Wins for hanging out with me. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless. Peace.
This is Ola Akman of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.